Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, word to my brethren all across the UK. Shout out to the UK. Shout out to Everton. Shout out to Everton. But uh, recently I started doing prospect review videos. And I asked people, who are some prospects that I should go do a review video on? Maybe guys I'm not familiar with. And obviously, I did that on Facebook, and I got a lot of comments from people in the UK to review some of their top guys, some of their prospects, guys that are coming up through the ranks that maybe aren't big names right now. So, I want to do some American fighters soon because I feel like all I've been watching is like UK prospects recently. But the next two videos, this video and another video, will be UK prospects, so stay tuned for those. But in this particular video right here, we're going to review UK prospect in the cruiserweight division, Lawrence Okolie. Now, Lawrence Okolie, big, tall cruiserweight. The guy definitely has the length and the frame to one day fill out and become a heavyweight. I can definitely see that. But I watched his fights. He only has about 4 or 5 fights, something like that. And so I wrote a couple bullet points, some things I just noticed and about his fights. First of all, it goes without saying, anybody with 2 eyes or 4 can see that this guy is a huge cruiserweight. The guy is really tall for the weight. And that obviously is not everything, but when you're big for the weight, and you know how to use that size, it definitely plays into your advantage. So definitely big for the weight. Solid technique. Lawrence Okolie, very good offensive fighter. Good jab, knows how to place his punches. Definitely, has good technique, good use of his feet. Aside from that, good jab, which sets up a real accurate right hand. Like, it almost seemed like I watched a lot of his fights, and you got to understand, too, when you watch a lot of these prospect fights, these guys ain't only fighting, like, anybody. They're fighting, for lack of a better word, cans to kind of get the records up and, get that experience in. So, obviously all of the fights we've seen so far have been overmatched opponents. But one thing that and this is just for me personally, I've always looked at guys like, especially when they're in that prospect stage, is do you fight down to the level of your opposition? And the reason that's a big deal to me is because if a guy is truly going to be a great fighter, he can't have mental lapses. Because if you do it against quote-unquote bums, you will do it against guys at the world-class level. So far from what I see from Lawrence Okolie, despite what people are saying in the comments about his opponents and stuff, he's been getting these dudes out of here, left and right. Some really hard, thunderous, vicious knockouts. So his right hand has been pretty accurate. And the reason I feel that it's been very accurate is because he has smart feet. He knows how to get in the right range and really use that long, those long ranging arms of his, for the weight. He has heavyweight reach and he's fighting a cruiserweight, so that's a big advantage for him. My favorite thing about him probably is the fact that he is a fluid combination puncher. Usually you see guys who are 6'5" or just tall fighters in general, they'll throw a lot of punches, but because of their arms are so damn long, they can't land real short shots to the inside, because guys who are smaller, they get on the inside and they kind of smother their punches and take a little power off of it, because guys aren't there's no dexterity with their punches. For Lawrence Okolie, despite being 6'5", he's able to get in there and land some nice inside shots on the inside with some dexterity. Now, obviously, these skills have not been tested against top-level fighters yet, so we don't know how good he's going to be at that once he fights someone with a pulse. But he's looked good so far. And, obviously with Lawrence Okolie, very strong at the weight, as his record shows, a lot of knockouts. It's one thing to land, but it's another thing to land and hurt someone. And I think he has the tools, but I think he can be a world champion. Just for the simple fact that, number one, I feel, and this is me personally, when you're a UK fighter and you're promoted by Eddie Hearn right now, Eddie Hearn, forget the UK, forget America, forget anywhere else. Eddie Hearn, in my opinion, is the best promoter in boxing. He has single-handedly, he's been the driving force as to why Anthony Joshua is in the position to become the biggest figure in world boxing right now. I mean, he's moved him perfectly. He let him he took his time, and then when AJ and Eddie both felt right to take that first step up fight, they went for the gusto and they fought Klitschko, and they had a great fight with Klitschko. So I think Eddie knows what he's doing with these guys. He's not afraid to he's not afraid to put these guys in there tough. Obviously with Lawrence, I feel like he needs a lot more time to develop. He's a lot more green than, let's say, someone like the next guy I talk about, Daniel Dubois. He's someone that, for as good as he is offensively, and for all the attributes he has on offense, he does have a lot of defensive flaws. And honestly, I was thinking this to myself. He reminds me of a cruiserweight Deontay Wilder. Better technique, better fundamentals, but some of the same criticism Wilder gets. Being a great puncher, knocking out a bunch of cans, not having the best defense. These are some of the same criticisms I have for Okolie, but he's a little more fluid with his combination punching than Wilder. Wilder ain't that fluid, so it's a different story, but some of the criticisms are the same. So I think he can be a world champion. I think really the only thing stopping him from himself is going to be if he runs into someone who's like a big puncher and someone who's maybe a crafty, smart boxer. I think could outpoint him. But even that's going to be hard because with this guy's power, reach, and size at cruiserweight, I don't know, man. He's going to be a tough guy to beat. But I could definitely see him being a world champion and being someone that, makes a mark on the division. The division is tough. It's one of the deepest divisions in boxing. So obviously he has quite a ways to go. But overall, I like what I saw. I think offensively he's a very, very good fighter. Defensively, definitely has a lot of work to do, and I think he'll do it. He seems someone who does apply himself in the gym. So that's my review on Lawrence Okolie. There really isn't much to say. He's fought nothing but straight cans so far. I believe it's like 4 knockouts. So as he continues to progress, maybe we'll do an updated version of this once he has that first real step up fight. But as of right now, I think he's a very, very solid fighter, and he was also one of those guys. If you guys remember, and it seems like this happens with all the UK prospects, but they were saying that he knocked out Anthony Joshua down in sparring because Anthony Joshua had got up some sparring. I don't really read too much into that because boxers spar hundreds and hundreds of rounds. So when you spar hundreds of rounds, especially with guys who can fight and can punch like a Lawrence Okolie, you're gonna get put on the canvas at some point. I've been in the ring, not as much as those guys, but I've been in the ring for my fair share of time. So I know if you spar someone long enough, they get to know you, you get to know them, their tendencies, they know your tendencies. And eventually, you just start landing what you want to land, and a guy can fall down. So that's what it is, Lawrence Okolie. That's my prospect review. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know any other prospect you guys let me see. I got some other ones coming up. I want to get to some American prospects soon because I have been just doing UK. My other two prospect videos are UK fighters. So we'll get to the Americans soon. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you could love me or you can hate me, but I'm just kidding. So until next time, take care, guys.